Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing some Next Fest demos, as I only found out today that Next Fest is happening right now. Which is great, since I wasn't sure I was going to stream tonight or tomorrow night anyway. So we're starting out with Esoteric Ebb, which is, from what I have read of the description, sort of D&D meets Disco Elysium. And I figured I'd start with this one because, like, the description of the demo says the first day, but who knows how long that is? I don't. I figured it would be a good idea to go ahead and do this one, especially since it is already after 2. So I've only got less than 3 hours of stream time tonight, because I started very late. Definitely gonna be doing more of these demos tomorrow, especially depending on, again, how long is the first day of this. We shall soon see, I guess. Okay, so if you're not proficient, okay, so your Constitution starts at an 8. Yeah, because this is based on D&D and not Pathfinder, specifically 2nd edition post remaster, we actually have ability scores that then translate into a bonus. In fact, it looks like it might be leaning towards maybe like D&D 3. Not 3.5, because 3.5 has like the skill point system. D&D 5e seems like it might be the baseline. Oh, the base of any stat is it's apparently an 8, not an 8, a 6. So you can't go below unless there's one of these backgrounds that gives you a penalty. It doesn't look like it. You can't go below a -2. Like the punching bag background focus gives you +2 Constitution, +1 Charisma. So I think probably just go through the backgrounds and see which one I like best, and then from there I can kind of hone in on, or I could look at, like, I could go either way. Like, I could look at the stats and see which one's description is most interesting, or I could pick based on background. Like, if I want good strength, then I'll probably want to go Troll Killer. Like, for instance, Strength. Every shepherd knows the song. It bellows up the river. Earth lives in that silver land, in that sliver of land. Torna's Lament, folk prayer. Strength measures your natural bodily prowess alongside a testosterone-filled mindset. As a man, it is only proper for you to hone your figure and its capabilities, but why? Guess there's no gender options for the cleric. Which, I mean, having a protagonist as always is one specified gender does save you from having to include any variables in the dialogue for pronouns. The search for meaning is as vital as the struggle towards competency. Luckily, you already know your cause: to protect the innocent, to lead the weak, to sacrifice until nothing but your bones hit the pavement, to literally die. Become a zealot to regain your honor. Set out on your divine mission. The cleric's unique take on strength. Uses: higher strength allows you to equip extra items. Be violent and or manly, useful in encounters. Religious fervor and ascetic nationalism. Increased manhood. Is that... What exactly do you mean by that, game? Roll: a high-strength cleric votes for the party of Norvik. Prays to his dead god. Uses brute force on puzzles. Punches big bad evil guys in the face. Wants to become a real human hero. Loves quests. Simple as. A low-strength cleric is a weak, sniveling rat. Bows down to anyone stronger. Can't handle the banter. Gives up when the going gets tough. Is afraid of women. Doesn't care about quests. So now we've also got dexterity. It is imperative to simply explain to these people that you have the right to choose. Belief in oneself is just. Wealth is built from within. Myriad Moonwatch. Sights beyond reads. Dexterity measures natural reactivity, balance, and poise. The haste with which you express a witty remark or nose a nervous glance. And of course, your ability to gracefully avoid the consequences of your actions is all about risk versus reward. Is that feeling of self-preservation when everything falls apart around you. To grab as much as you can while the grabbing's good. To progress towards a new future full of freedom to those who look out for themselves can prosper and survive. I promise you, no one else will. Uses: with enough dexterity, you can steal anything. Dang it. Pick locks and sneak and dodge traps. And roll initiative and react quickly as a dashing rogue. Become rich as a Republican revolutionary. Just run away, dummy. A high dexterity cleric votes for the Revolutionary Free Striders. Collects piles of shiny coins. Acts first in every encounter. Avoids trouble before it brews. Always has a witty reply. Looks out for himself. Takes big risks and wins every time. A low dexterity cleric takes big risks and fails every time. Doesn't know anything in time. Stumbles over his own feet. Drops a ball figuratively and literally. Is slow mentally and physically. Is dirt poor. Very embarrassed. So they're definitely taking the basic stats of strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma in a different direction than D&D usually does. Because, like, usually there's no mention of, like, social encounters when talking about dexterity. Always listen to your hungry stomach. The Hedonist, a blind manifesto. Constitution measures your natural stamina, both mental and physical. It's how much you can take before going down. The world is harsh and unforgiving. It will beat you to a pulp with words and sticks. So listen to your gut, to the instinct that kicks in when you're standing at the pit. It is a voice that speaks nothing but bodily truth. Every choice you make, every emotion you accumulate, can be traced back to the lower half of that stomach of yours. Follow it. Retain the mortality of fleshy logic. Simple, easy, truthful. Constitution is needed for hit points. Control your body and its esoteric connection. Your political party, he pulled 2% last week and you don't care. Pain is good for you. A high constitution cleric. There keeps forgetting there's an election. Focuses on the good things in life. Is tougher than entropy. Keeps his neuroticism in check. Nick talks with the spirits on the walls. Listens to his gut. Is already dead. A low constitution cleric will die. Panics over everything. Listens to his gut and is wrong. Has no control of his bodily functions. Can't handle the pain. Has no special connection with walls. Intelligence. A glorious design. Let those who learn lead. Who merit of ability and nothing else. Lord Filius Prax. Autobiography Prax. Intelligence measures their ability to recall, store, and process information. Is your logical receptacle and calculator. Is it only proper for you to hone this pulsating mass within your skull? But why? Simple. Pure, unadulterated ego. Knowledge rules the world, so too shall you one day lead the weak. Bring your genius to the masses. If they do not bow, they do not deserve you. You know everything about the past, therefore, it is only rational that you will truly know the future as well. Enlighten the ignorant masses. Higher intelligence lets you prepare more spells. Think, plan, and execute. You an actual plan. Complete the Metrocratic return. Vote for yourself. Be a genius without peers. A high intelligence cleric votes for the best wizard, you. Despises and envies the gods. Solves every mystery with ease. Masters arcane magic. Spouts historical facts for hours. Is dismissive towards those lesser. Knows everything. A low intelligence cleric. Eric knows nothing. Is both ignorant and confident. Oh no. Makes up tidbits to seem smart. Is barely sentient. Cannot intentionally solve mysteries. Is an idiot. Duh. Kind of leaning towards intelligence, because, like, one, voting for yourself seems like an interesting possible outcome to, like, the politics plotline. That they is naturally going to be somewhat present if it isn't, if they're really doing like a Disco Elysium thing. I'm just hoping it's not like super heavy, because like Not really necessarily feeling a heavy politics game right now. Wisdom. The large crumble upon on their heavy forms. The mystical falter at the crucial point. The small rise to the occasion. Halfweed's poem. Wisdom measures your awareness, intuition, and ability to understand the world around you, to feel it. You may not know why, but meeting the gaze of another grants you an empathic bond with her wants and fears. There is her dreams and hopes. You can read people for good or bad, and pick up details others would pass by. It is your belief in the heart of all folk. To give and share what you have, and be completely and utterly selfless, is the only true road to redemption, and God's only know how hard you try. Higher wisdom lets you empower your spells. Be kind and set the good in all folk. Egalitarian hope of an Asgalian in working class. There are no big bad evil guys. A high wisdom cleric votes for the Asgalian Workers' Party. He already hates nothing except hierarchies. Embraces his feminine side. Interesting. Interesting choice to pair femininity and what seems to be communism, or at least socialism, together. Loves his bleeding heart, masters primal magic, reads body language like a champ, knows his all details. A low wisdom cleric is an oblivious fool, misreads cues all the time, does not think about the lower class, does not get people, fails at spotting traps, is not aware wherever he is, like, what's going on here? I'm so confused. And finally, charisma. Those who believe in democracy have a wonderful view of folk. To think them capable of making rational and informed decisions devoid of personal bias is an emotional conduct. It is frankly inspiring. Nicholas Darrow, Memoirs of a Statesman. Charisma measures your eloquence, confidence, and ability to navigate social situations of any kind. In short, it is the force of your unkempt personality. But they don't need to know that. Smooth talk your way into any position of your liking. You can be affiliated with any known faction or thought. Reality's molded around your will. Like a chameleon, become a social operator. Become anything you need to make everyone finally love you. With high charisma, you can automatic discount in select stores near you. Win every conversation, say the right thing. Say whatever gets people able to like you and become an apolitical force of nature. Be arguably sociopathic. I think this is just like a joke bit here, like a high, like I don't know if increased strength does what I think it does here. A high charisma cleric votes for whatever makes him popular, was socialized as a child, knows what to say to win favors, can actually flirt with some baddies. Loves to mind control people, sees truth as a suggestion, has no soul. A low charisma cleric isn't very likable, doesn't know how to act with people, fumbles the baddies, fears conversations, is like the opposite of a skilled orator, has no style. And currently, all of my stats are low, I would say, because they're all negative, because the bonus for all of them are negative. Backgrounds, you've got Troll Killer, you've got Punching Bag, plus to Constitution and Charisma. Troll Killer, you don't remember it, but your farmer's son who grew up in the city, of course you'd be an outcast. It took time, but eventually you figured out how to cope with it. Troll Killer. You don't remember it, but you know well how your father died. Sometimes it motivated you, sometimes it felt impossible to live up to. +3 strength. Kiosk Kid. Your mom wasn't around a lot, so to keep you out of trouble she forced you to get a post-school job. You still despise the smell of newspapers. +2 dex and +1 charisma. Lore enthusiast. Spending time alone in the city, you often ended up at the Darrowian library. The strange history of Jor's realm was a constant companion to you. +2 intelligence, +1 wisdom. Crowd pleaser. Inevitably, you ended up with the wrong crowd. You quickly picked up on the slang and radical terminology, doing anything to get real friends. +2 charisma and +1 intelligence. Little weirdo. You were a novelty to them. Boy who would say anything for their attention, for their approval. After 2 or so years, you got quite good at it. +3 charisma. As Galist activist, your friends soon introduced you to the rebellious belly of Norvik. As a teenager, you spent years spreading chaos and worse, dwarf propaganda. I mean, the Asgalians are apparently the Workers' Party, so... Earthguard recruit. After your arrest, there wasn't much arguing about it. 3 grueling years in training, drilled on the city code and virtues, but you survived. +2 strength and +1 dexterity. 1 friend. You really only ever prayed for that one thing during those lonely years, but the gods did not answer, so you learned to manage as always. +2 dex and +1 whiz. Acolyte. Your knack for scribing got you a promotion to the clerical duties. He's picked out the ranks, you quickly show deep devotion to your divine city. +2 strength and +1 wisdom. Tower Apprentice. Joining the towers is an honor bestowed upon few. It is a terrible challenge even for you. Who would have thought that lectures were so draining? +2 intelligence, +1 constitution. Arcane Prodigy. For the first time in your life, you're a natural. You've always known a few cantrips, but real magic was something else. It was power. Palace Pawn. As a rising talent, you often found yourself amidst the politicking of superiors. Despite your best efforts, it never ended well for you. +2 charisma, +1 strength. Faithful Harbinger. There's something wrong. Praying to a dead god whose whispers linger in the air, slowly fading. You're isolated among your peers. +2 constitution, +1 strength. Esoteric expert. You spend most nights seeking esoterical insight, a lonely life. Your findings were unwanted by those in charge, yet you did not stop. Never. +2 wisdom and +1 constitution. Revolutionary scribe. Disillusionment. A city with ideals not upheld. One day you chose a side, the emerging democracy. You wrote day and night for change and glory. +2 dexterity, +1 intelligence. Abject apostate. No one likes you when you were You're demoted for dereliction. No one spoke up against it, but it's fine. You'll be fine. After all, you're used to it. +2 constitution, +1 and dexterity. Dead cleric. Growing up alone, getting into trouble. Training with the Earth Guard, devoting your life and becoming a cleric. Was it always supposed to end in the river? +3 wisdom. So I think I'm gonna go either Tower Apprentice or Lore Enthusiast. You think Lore Enthusiast? Well, there is also Arcane Prodigy. Yeah, you know what? I'll go Tower Apprentice. Proficiency in intelligence, I think. Wisdom empowers your spells. Intelligence lets you prepare more spells. So I think I'll go with proficiency in both. Okay, you can go up to a 17, which apparently is a +5. Oh, because proficiency is just a +2. So I can have +5 intelligence if I just pour everything I can into intelligence. Probably want at least a little bit of charisma. Being able to empower spells seems good. Get my constitution to at least not be negative. Yes, I guess I'm passing up on the increased mana. 5 days until the first ever election. An explosion erupts at the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. The weakest cleric in Norvik. Yet also an esoteric genius. The perfect man for the job. Complete your quests in any order. Don't be afraid to make interesting choices. And remember to make them all bow down before you. The campaign will take you from level 1 to 6. Only 6 strength? Just avoid going solo the dungeon. Well, hey, I'll speak with dead. Don't know if that's a spell that I know. And I imagine they probably have a little thing like that for every possible dump stat. Sure, truth and nothing else, a voice declares. What is your name? Intelligence DC 8. Success. Ragan. Your name is Ragan. And in your statement of citizenry, Ragan Helmlet. Yeah, I'll just keep the default name. Actually correct. It says intelligence itself. Your answer. Another question from the darkness. What is your occupation? Charisma DC 13 success. What is this? An interrogation? What's an occupation in this context? Wisdom. DC 12. Success. Work. Getting paid for labor. Dexterity DC 12. Failure. Didn't you have a job? Something really important. Constitution DC 6. Success. Your class. Tell the voice about your class. I have a very important job to do. Dexterity DC 12. Failure. Way too important. You'll never make it out alive. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? You need to find out who blew up the tea shop. With your gift, you can easily take control one day. The Goblin Chieftain. She needs you. You can go with control? The tea shop exploded. Why all these questions? Rule the world. Find the Goblin Chieftain, is that right? Why all these questions? This fellow wants something. No idea what, though. You should probably lie. Tell him you're collecting taxes or something. That'd be fun. I do like the idea of the fun option. I am a tithe collector. Yeah, that should scare him. No reply, no feedback. Then the voice asks, what is your political affiliation? The question strikes your entire consciousness, sending it spinning. Wisdom DC 11. 11 success. If you care for your fellow, vote for the Asgalist. Intelligence DC 11 success. It is the duty of the powerful to lead. That is you, no one else. Dexterity 11. DC 11 failure. The Free Striders maybe? Then again, you're no revolutionary. Things just move way too fast these days. Constitution elections are DC 14 failure. Exhausting. DC 11 strength failure. It hides in the back of your skull the fact that you are bound to be a nationalist. And it frightens you with the pressure. Yeah, I don't know any of these words because I have not gotten a chance to really know any of these groups. Probably not the nationalists, though, because, like, that doesn't sound good. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. Just say whatever you think will be the most useful to you. And I think I know exactly what that is. Oh, I think that just unlocked the ability for me to stay silence is gold. Yeah. Silence is golden when it comes to politics, at least. The voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. How did you die? Wisdom MDC 11. Success. Same way you lived. Unable to step out of the uniform. Not for 1 second. I have the options of, I fell into divinity, she took me whole. I died when he died. Or stay silent until the darkness ends. A fresh start, says Constitution. Your body aches. It's stiff, as if you slept for days. I mean, I was apparently dead, so... Strength DC 10. Failure. Ready for your quest to continue. Wisdom. A circular stone chamber. A storage for apples and corpses. Those piles of apples. Is this Tolstad? Check your stuff. What stuff? Your hands dart around your pouch and uniform. DC 15 failure. Panic. Sweat. Charisma DC 10. And success. No spellbook, no mace. Face it. You've been robbed. Constitution DC 18. In failure. Your legs shake. Tears begin to form. Deep breaths. Your belongings are surely here somewhere. Wait, what's this about a quest? Oh yes, a quest. Interact with highlighted words to receive a glossary entry. Earth be blessed. Okay, Earth is my god, apparently. Do I remember everything? DC 10 Wisdom Success. Yes, everything is off, but your memory is intact. Your quest was given yesterday, remember. The tea shop. Tea shop? Yep, the tea shop that blew up. It'll be a tough one, might take days. DC 10 Failure Dexterity. Wait, how much time do I have? Until the election, duh. Which is in 5 days, says Intelligence. Time only advances when you make new choices and dialogues. Just a jobs hub? Oh, so I've done this before. Gained experience, plus 5 XP. Dexterity DC 10, you haven't really. Your previous experience lies more in some basic Earthguard militia service, as well as a few years at the towers. Intelligence DC 6, success. The towers, the home base of the Order of Arcane Clerics of Norvik, also known as the OACN. Rogue sorcery was not your main subject, but yes, you've read a lot about these types of fiery events. They're not too common these days, however, this incident does not appear overly complex. A quest? I like those. Strength DC 8. Failure. They are dangerous. You might not make it. Yeah, I mean, I did dump strength. To be clear, here, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. More or less. You've got like 5 days to do it, so no stress. Charisma DC 14. There's also bullshit politics involved here. You'll love it. Can I think about this first? Time is limited. It's just not. There's a lot to. You feel dizzy. The weight of the Earthguard uniform. A dull pain takes hold. Your body aches. Its contents rotting. You must consume an apple. Now. Intelligence DC 16 success. You've been routed for far too long. Finish this task with precision and decisiveness. Regain your position at the tower, then and return to your true task. Seizing true power in this forsaken city. If your stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest as inform and offer unique paths. Thus, trust them at your own risk. seizing power. It will be a long road when you will inevitably travel to surpass the Arcanus of old and become Wizard God King. Arcanus, the magicrats who ruled post-war or human civilizations in old Dimenor. Also a very minor political party in Norvik. Dimenor, the arcane era name for reeds. It's often referred to as Old Dimenor. The name was changed by Free Strider revolutionaries to mark the end of the old magicracies. Free Strider, the new way. People in the east have gotten tired and overthrown. The people in the east have overthrown the old wizards and gods. For years, the revolution has slowly creeped into the city. It's time to finally join the free cities and get rich. Wizard, a book learned and arcane spellcaster, typically plays Jor's strings for memorizing and executing esoteric rituals and chants. Esoteric, the magic of Jor and his strings. The coast is infused with it. Coast, also known as Jor's realm, is a strip of land divided into 8 bands. The further inland you go, the closer you get to the infinite waste. It is theorized to be a ring or a half sphere due to the end of the horizon. The infinite waste, starting at approximately 1,000 or so miles, also coast, depending on various factors. This land is inhospitable, unexplorable, and quite frankly cursed. Each band has its own flavor of this waste. Okay, thank you, voices in my head. Okay, this isn't yours, is it? The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. It is light blue and tattered, and it was once yours. Charisma DC 8 success. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. I'm gonna try and wring out the water. The filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stone chamber. It smells of salt water. It's still quite wet. Should I wear this? DC 8 success from Charisma. No? I'll think about it. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. Cloak easily slips inside into the dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. Gods, I can fit so many items in this thing. Yes, you are very lucky. These are like 1,000,000 crowns on the market. Crowns. The Norvikian crown. On the main coinage of Norvik. Norvikian crown, the official currency of Norvik. It suffered heavy inflation during the years after Earth's passing. A meal is somewhere between 5 to 20 crowns. A cheap 8 months rent is 100 crowns. A spellbook is 50 crowns. An average salary outside the city is up to 300. Average salary inside the city is up to 500. Earth's passing. The day your god died. Norvik used to celebrate this with fervor when you were little, as many fanatics believed you would return if they hosted a truly legendary feast. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. It's not yours though, it's the city's. You can't just use it for anything. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. An apple looks better than the other ones in the pile. Base of leaves. Smells lovely. Oh, there's incense in there. Oh, is this a person? Oh, cold corpse. You stare at a blue rag. It's draped over the outline of someone. Human, male, over 40. Human, tall and beautiful, like yourself. Notice a pest of the coast by those who are less inclined to reproduce like rabbits. I mean, given the circumstances, I'm not gonna check under the rag. I'm just gonna let him sleep. Because given that I woke up here after recently being dead for presumably days, it's entirely possible that this guy is also dead, or coming to after being dead. Divine scripture, where it does not belong. Oh, now I have the ability to cast Shield of Faith. A very important piece of paper. Oh, my voting card. Wait, why can't I engage with a pile of apples? You stare at a pile of apples. Charisma DC 14 success. Walk away if you know what's good for you. Constitution DC 10 and success. Apples are good for you. Intelligence DC 11 success. These apples are not in pristine decision. Non-pristine in condition. Should these be stored alongside corpses? No, it's a health hazard, so that's intelligence. Charisma agrees. Of course not. It's nasty. You approach a shambling man by the apple pile. He does not acknowledge your presence. Greetings, citizen. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon a dried face. Yeah, I'm gonna poke him. The man does not appear to react in any way to being poked. Intelligence DC 10. This is a reanimated corpse. Probably a work zombie, although it has been illegal to employ undead since the Bone Purge of 11. Bone Purge, a citywide effort in 11 PE to stop necromancers from outcompeting mortal staffed factories. I found this voting card over here. Is it yours? The zombie does not even grunt in your direction. He just keeps working, slowly. You grip the voting card firmly in your gloved hand. It is indeed yours. Keep it safe. So apparently I can... Apparently I can express my... Apparently I now have the opportunity to engage... To at least attempt to engage this zombie in a political discussion. I'm gonna go for "You're very rude. Did you know that?" The zombie appears to rattle a bit. Wisdom DC 10 success. Nope, it just found another out-of-place apple. I mean, I'm not particularly inclined to... I mean, the freeze traders sound fine, I guess. Zombie just keeps moving apples. Zombie just... With the permanent suffrage, the people be able to steer us in a fortunate direction. I mean, not necessarily. Depends on who's doing the voting, I guess. Open trade with the free seas raids will make us all rich. We just have to hope the guilds don't rebel when... Oh, that's not good. Kinda sounds like... Like, can I end this? I mean, I guess they will be able to steer us in a fortunate direction. They won't necessarily, because again, depends on who's voting. The fleshy ball plank does not reply or counter your words. Am I boring you? The zombie carefully places another apple on top of the pile. He does not have an opinion of any kind. Okay, finally, I'm given the opportunity to leave. This guy seems important. I should probably talk to him. Viskin, local mortician. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper, you see an icon of a serpentine drake. Great perch. These are official documents of the city. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. I'm Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there's anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. Cleric, a servant of a god deeply devoted and spiritually connected, typically divine spellcaster given power through their deity. Divine with the three pillars of magic, it is represented by the sacred, the faith of all folk, their souls, and is granted by gods who once walked among us. He smiles at you. Strength, DC 8, failure. Bow before this creature. His smile causes you to stir a deep feeling of unease, as if it was almost there, but just not quite. I have a lot of questions. Perfectly understandable. But I hate to say you've been through quite the turmoil, cleric. Tell me everything. Of course, it must be confusing. To tell you the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night. They caught you in their net, took you for a corpse. Not to blame them, you weren't exactly in prime condition. Prime condition? You're always in your prime condition. Wisdom DC 12 success. Fair. Charisma DC 11 success. You quite literally live in this filthy uniform. No wonder they thought you were dead. Intelligence DC 14 success. Wait, how did you end up in the river? I mean, he probably doesn't know that. I'm not gonna ask. Who are these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Where can I find these fishermen? He ponders it. There's your question. I did not ask for the names, sorry to say. But perhaps Water Lane? That's just a guess. Waterlane, the largest trade port in Norvik, located in a massive tunnel piercing the center of Tolstad. It is the so-called marvel of dwarven engineering, and it's the reason so many people commute to Tolstad over the many bridges. Considered as one of the great crafted wonders of the world. Tolstad, a sprawling island fortress in one of the 5 districts in the city. It's in the middle of River Torna, home of Jor's Pillar, a sprawling tunnel network in Waterlane, the greatest trade hub in Askani. Hey, you're on Tolstad right now. Asken. One of 8 bands along the coast is a cold mountainous realm. Is your home, also referred to as Askani interchangeably. Band, an esoteric divide splits the circular coast of Jor into 8 geographic areas, commonly known as bands. Each band has unique esoteric and natural traits, and stretches from the coast to the infinite wastes. Jor, the name of your realm, also the name of the legendary wizard who created it. He died during the closing, at the end of the Gate Era. A period lasting approximately 3,000 years. There was the first era named after the many gates opened by Jor to connect his realm with all others. Ended around 2,000 years ago, if you trust us modern scholars. Good guess. Lots of bloaters hang out there. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. I have some other questions, I think. Do you now? I mean, my wisdom is pretty good, but not DC 31 good. I'm going to go now. Before you do, make sure you collect all your belongings. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card. Peculiar voting cloth. Every party had been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. Yeah, sorry, I'm indecisive. The pale man ignores your comment. I asked Ost to lay the surviving pages of your spellbook to dry, over there, he said, as he points across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. It's an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Esoteric pocket, an area overtaken by esoteric magic. I don't know if that's the type of esoteric pocket he was talking about. Exceedingly rare along the coast. The further inland you get, the more common they are, with the infinite waste being theorized to be filled with nothing but. Inland, a term for travel towards the endless waste, away from the coast. Beyond that, you should be good. Yeah, I'm off to quest a bit. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee was as devoted as you, cleric. He gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. Exploring the city, you may move faster by running. To do so, either double-click or hold shift / the left trigger. Wait, is that? Book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. In salt water, it's absolutely completely ruined. Only a few pages of the soggy, brackenish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some kind of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing, with the most basic kind. Wait, oh no. Someone has attempted to hide this to the best of their ability. No, no, no! My Earth. This is your prayer book, so many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing, it is ruined. It'll cost a fortune. An open manual for esoteric geometry. You know this already. So I can engage with this ancient tome. You flip the tome open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the pages. You can read these symbols, but they're an old draconic Dimenorian. Dimenorian, the common language of man, spread across the coast during the Arcane Era to become the lingua dominans in trade and politics. Nice choice that they avoided using the term lingua franca in a world that presumably does not have a France. Arcane Era, 511 years of rapid magical and technological growth, as well as the birth and death of the human magocracies in Dimenor, now reads. Ended 27 years ago. Reads, one of 8 bands along the coast. It is a temperate land and of lowland and many lakes, commonly seen as the homeland of humans. Large portions are still cursed, holding entire undead cities, eternally burning valleys, and floating mountains. De verbis draconum ars occulta. These words should translate into something akin to occult dragon speech. The author's name appears to be Calum Dimenori. Dimenori, one of the most powerful magicratic families in Old Dimenor, known for their reality warping artifacts and enchantments, spawned from the Drake Slayer King Dugdulan Dim. Old Dimenor, or a term for Dimenor, often used to refer to the band before it was renamed Reeds during the end of the Coast War, or capitulation agreements. Some say it was sarcasm, some say with pride, some say with fear. Coast War, near century-spanning conflict between every great nation of the Arcane Era. Scholars estimate it claimed more than half of the entire human population is said to have begun in 398 AAE by the inciting spark of the assassination of Princess Azalona, and it generally agreed to have concluding with the fall of Thrazen in 481 AE 57 years ago. Can I translate this? No. Not without many weeks of study. You are not trained in Draconic of the Towers. You skip those classes. Why learn languages when you can just use magic? Right, I need to get my hands on and comprehend languages. You do. It's highly annoying that you seem to have lost your memorization. Find a spell scroll. Maybe you could buy it. It's smart. It is fairly common. If the tool of an arcane cleric, but it's -3 intelligence. Like, it is so incredibly waterlogged that makes you less effective. The Red Eye of Earth. Jordan left his mark across the bands. Today it is the universal sign of magic. Mushrooms, probably edible. Oh, that just gives me another opportunity for incense. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess it. Voices upstairs and the smell of salt. It looks like these are some of the dwarves they were talking about before. The orc observes me with great interest, so I will engage with the orc. On the edge of this ruinous amphitheater, you see an orc sitting on one of the many loosened stone bricks. It looks like she's waiting for something or someone. Orc, big brutes of devilish origin. They're rare in Norvik. Most of them can be found in Feltire. Feltire, one of the 8 bands along the coast. A land half run for millennia of warfare, its red lowland stands for a quarter of all the food production on the coast, all flowing from the trade ports in Blood City Bay. The name Feltire either originates in Orcish as High Place, or Bad Fort in Infernal, or Hill Land in Goblin, is hotly debated. Blood City Bay, the most populated city around the coast, was built upon the corpse of Gorgorian and the Great and Terrible. A sprawling mess of wooden walkways and buildings carved out of the calcified remains. Once famous for its fleet of airships that was deployed during the Coast War, known as the origin of the Industrial Revolution, and while New Thrazen has overtaken it as a leader in manufacturing, it still stands as one of the most industrious city-states. In some ways, I'm kind of starting to regret having, giving my character this much intelligence, because if I want to fully play the character, I have to click on all of these things and read through all of the wordy blurbs that it gives me for the success and intelligence. Gorgorian, a devil, second in line to the deepest layer of hell. Legends say he was presented with a deal: conquer one unmeasly pocket dimension. In exchange, he'd be granted the throne. A millennia of fighting orcs, elves, several walking gods later, his corpse is now used as the foundation of Blood City Bay, exuding an air of authority around her. The large woman gives you a wry smile. Her tusks are gleaming. Not just physically imposing, this orc knows how to exert power in other ways as well. You saw the merchant's mark on her jacket sleeve. A heart with the initials of the Norvikian Free Strider Regiment. What's this? Not often we get an Earthguard around here. She presents her palm to you. Vera is my name. I'm second in command and guild agent of Tolstad. Nice to meet you. The showing of the palm is a casual cultural greeting and reads, "Do not grab her hand. That's not what it is." I'm Ragan. Hello, Ragan. She shoots you another smile, waiting patiently for you to say anything. I'm here on important business. Business, you say? She leans in and squints at you. Fascinating. Perhaps a community of service, Earthguard. For your business? Tell me what you know about the tea shop. The tea shop that blew up, she says, dramatically. Sounds like a magazine tale. Magazine, a periodical publication generally containing short stories, adverts, investigative journalism, and/or erotica. I heard it was an accident. The Post mentioned it in passing. A minor mishap. I believe it was the official quote. Although, from what people tell me, it was quite the explosion. Quite, so you weren't in the area? No, I was on the North Wall, company business. North Wall, one of the 5 districts of Norvik, known as the Industrial District for its many factories built along the river. This is where you live. Have success. Sign of an outsider. She calls it the North Wall, instead of just North Wall. Well, she looks inland. I did see the smoke. It was a clear day. What do you think was the cause, Earthguard? Don't give away too much. She's prying. Yep, no comment. I haven't had the chance to really investigate yet. She raises an eyebrow. Hold on. Are you here to investigate the tea shop? Don't answer that. She has no control over you. She's a freeze trader, so why run? No. Actually, she says, holding out her hands. Beware, this woman knows how to manipulate people. Maybe? Is that maybe yes? Nice weather we're having. Are you here for the tea shop? Yes. Interesting, I'll be honest. I assumed the city he would just ignore it, but they sent you. It's fine, she wouldn't find out eventually anyhow. Sort of a giveaway. Clearly someone thinks this is an esoteric mess if they send a cleric to look into it. What exactly have you heard? It blew up. Fireplace incident. Bullshit, of course. Most likely a rogue spellcaster. Why would the city avoid sending a representative? Because of the election, of course. Look, Tolstad is a highly volatile district with lots of extremist ties. I believe this tea shop act is a sort of lightning rod. So a place like that blows up. Why would any faction spend resources investigating it? Especially when those resources could be spent on trying to win the terribly important election. A sound reasoning. While some might see it as corruption, I'd classify it more as simple, boring, but ultimately harmless bureaucracy. Well, I'm here now. You sure are, and good luck, cleric. If there's anything the S County Reed's trading company can do to help you out, let me know. You can usually find me down in our HQ on Water Lane. She smiles in a way that completely breaks down her defenses. Looking forward to seeing you there. I'm done discussing business. We need to move on to more casual topics then. Politics, perhaps? Looks like there's some kind of, like, imp here. Brexo, Pencilwing. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. What you reading? A sigh escapes the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a torn out page from a magazine. He appears to be reading an article on the latest debate. I like the funny pictures. Oh. I believe this fiend is being sarcastic. Yeah, I'm gonna play along. I like the pictures too. Yeah, I imagine you would. He's mocking you. Wait, he says like to get a good look at you. Earthguard, a cleric? What hell's you doing here? You can go over, or you went, fuck off. None of your business. Agreed, not often I see you guys around here at all. I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and freeze-traders run amok. Goblin, short and green, got claws and fangs, little monsters. They've got 3 tribes in Norvik and are considered somewhat civilized. Monster, short for monstrosity, defined as a non-sentient creature born out of magical means, often by combining various natural beasts or from curses or esoteric events. Oh no, the devil's a kiss-ass. Devil, a lawful evil fiend. They are lawyers, soul traders, and either the most efficient type of leaders or the worst type of middle managers. Their numbers are dwindling as of late, but in Blood City Bay they still rule supreme. We need some damn order in this place. If you need any legal advice, just let me know. He gives you a tiny sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. Don't take advice from a parasite. You can hear any advice, just don't listen to it blindly. Yep. Can you give me free legal advice? Oh yes, I'll gladly assist a member of the Earth Guard any day. Just ask. You hear about the tea shop? Yeah, of course. It's pretty hard to miss. It isn't flying past Tolstad. What's your take? It blew up. Not sure what else you want to hear. Why do you think it blew up? Honestly, haven't seen a blast zone like that since the Coast War. You didn't hear this from me, but the little fellow trusts you. He is your friend. The scorch marks look like those from a fireball, but not the kind you get from a trigger-happy pit fiend. You're talking high-level wizard stuff. Fireball, a 3rd level evocation spell, causes fire damage to emerge at a given point, spreading within a 20-foot radius, filling up available space. Pit fiends are known to cast 3rd level fireballs at will. Be careful, cleric. Powerful forces are at work here. Thinking about it, then for a few seconds, things makes it clear to me that that's all a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster goes a little off the hinge. Slander, the city does not train people to explode. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything, but could be a fiend or an elemental. I mean, Water Lane has shipments from Kargamesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. Kargamesh, one of the eight bands along the coast, a land of vast xeric shrublands and deserts, famous for its underground cities and oasis kingdoms, home of elementals, halflings, and the many plain touched in between. Who knows? A fiend, huh? Don't look at me like that. Worst thing I can do is turn into a bat. An abnormally handsome bat, of course. I suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. Who knows what feathers were ruffled, eh? Gives you an ominous chuckle. Citizen. So I guess I need to find somebody to fix my spell book. Talk to the owner of the tea shop. And I imagine the election is going to actually be largely irrelevant in the demo, since the demo is only 1 out of 5 days. Overgrown, ancient, sort of interesting. Let's engage with it. Embedded in the earth, you find weather-bitten stone in the shape of a spiral. Its edges are worn down, smooth almost. Perhaps behind you lies a head of what was once a snail statue. Whatever god of symbolism this one's denoted. Time has ground it down as a monument to nothing now. There's something here, but can you understand yet? Its purpose? Touch the surface. Is cold. Your hands run across the stone, finding it more coarse than you thought. The ridges of the spiral are even smoother. You find they are not at all coarse. You realize that this was most certainly an esoterically constructed art piece. What's more, you do feel the outline of a script, symbols. Your fingers trace them faintly along the spiral shell of the snail. The symbols do not mean anything to you. If you had to comprehend languages, you can understand the script just by touching it. Alright, so that's 2 different locations that I can get more lore, or at least by empty in quotes. Oh, there's some money in it. Let's see what I can do with the cat. On the ledge overlooking the garden, you spot a black cat. Calm as can be, it doesn't even care that you stomp up next to it. I can... Hello, I'm from the local government. The black cat lifts its head up, its dark eyes squint into you for a second, sniffs in the air, and then ignores you once again. It knows more than lets on. Wisdom comes from knowing when to act and when to not. The cat does not care for you in the slightest. Pet it or something? I don't know. If you wish to hold a proper conversation with this magnificent creature, you need to find the first little spell Speak with Animals. Yeah, I guess what do you know about the tea shop, and what are you voting in the election are just default all dialogue choices. Reach towards the cat's head, it meets your palm and nuzzles up against it. Such independence and arrogance. You should get a cat. Not doing anything, yet making so much love. Learn from this beast. It appears to have enjoyed the pet. Enjoy your day, sis. Okay, apparently this goblin is just like set dressing. Actually, readable posters. They're still kind of old. Your eyes land upon a series of papers nailed to the wooden facade. Some of these are torn or unintelligible. A few catch your attention. You should rip them to shreds. That'd be fun. Look at the flyer with an owl on it, or the old one saying grand opening. Grand opening seems like it might be of relevance. You can barely read the faded lettering on the ink printed flyer. Yeah, no, I don't think this is about the spell. Why? A third level transmutation spell causes the target to move themselves freely in all directions, ignoring any gravitational laws. The speed aids one can reach with this spell are quite intense, and have killed many wizard over the years. Grand opening of the Stubborn Sphinx, brewery and commercial tavern, served without riddles, drunk with all charm. Pillar Crossing, second, LW. By the look of it, this tavern opened at least a year ago, maybe 2. I've got another empty barrel. Oh, we've got bicycles. Why is this one a bike lane? One bike stands out to you. A handful of bicycles are stationed at the local rack. Bike racks are stationed at many places around the city, usually in locales with lots of stairs. There's stillness here, an uncommon sight at the heart of the city. Not a lot of bikes. Usual commuters are probably too scared to head past the tea shop. This particular bike is yours. Check the chain lock. You lean in and take a closer look. The rusty chain seems brittle, but wrapped so hard around the tire that it would be annoying to get it off, even if you had the key. Why would you wrap it like that? Wait, this is my bike? Yes, you fool, keep up. Sure it is. Best way to travel in Norvik, except, of course, on this godforsaken island fortress. Where's the key? Not here. Don't go wandering off looking for a key. It's just a bike. Could getting the key be a quest? That doesn't sound like a quest you would get. Oh, that does sound like a quest you would get. Find the missing key. The mystery of the bike key. Something like that would be perfect. No quest to be found here, just sadness. Damn. The key is probably at the bottom of the river, along with the rest of your dignity. Where is she? Dwarven girl gazes around on the halfway bridge before her eyes land on you. She says nothing for a while, just staring at you. No real reaction on her face. Hi, I'm the cleric. She looks around you, clearly nervous. You're worrying her by your presence alone. Potentially by something else as well. I'm waiting for a friend, but she hasn't shown up yet. I'm getting worried. I can help with that. Get excited about a potential yet very minor quest. Oh, okay. She fidgets with her hands and clears her throat. This girl is neurotic and introverted. That's a way of phrasing it. But it is true, her body language reveals all too much. She has glasses, she wears a green coat. She's a human, but not much taller than me. We were supposed to meet up here, but she hasn't shown up yet. I'll go look for your friend with the glasses. Thanks. I don't spend much time on Tolstad alone, so I'm a bit lost. So thanks. This must be the important tea shop. Amid scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several things blocking the passage. The tea shop. Take a peek inside. Powerful force left these marks. Fastened with several nails, you also see a paper. Coin Lord's Meet. Need updated. At the top it says, with bold lettering, City Notice, no trespassing. Coin Lord, the magistrate hates handling mining, trade, financing of public works, and ties. Currently held by Nicholas Darrow, now in the Tolstad district. Darrow, one of the original Earthfolk houses, is the founder of Norvik with Earth. Their bloodline can still be found in high positions all around the city. Earthfolk, the people of Earth, the ancestors of those who reconquered the Ascani coast. True mythological heroes. Does this include me? No, or else you would have the password. try touching the planks. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear on your gloved hand. It is sealed. As you move away from your hand, faint aura shimmers and dark translucent blue and then fades away. Just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on it. Standard procedure for crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing, says Charisma. Remember that you are here on behalf of the goblins. You still have not spoken to their chieftain. To complete this quest, you should probably do that first. I cannot take this down. So look beyond the planks. You catch glances of still shadows beyond. A counter, fallen wooden beams. This place is a mess. A scorched mess. What kind of magic is this? It's arcane lock. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. Yes, a second level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until dispelled. Costs a bit to cast, but once it's in place, it's quite a nuisance. It's used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Of course, knock would do the trick. Lock things. The definition of locked has been stretched over the centuries, but the spell works on most closed containers and entryways. Dispel magic could also work, however, you do remember it being quite difficult to get hold of even within the tower. Do not expect to find it there. I'm just going to leave this be for now. The name of the tea shop is illegible. More set dressing people, I guess. A satchel. It looks greasy. Oily instructions. You hold up the paper, finding it actually to be a torn out page of a book. Okay, this name, the name in the margin, then suggests the book is called A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy. The first step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Drawers strings stretch across the coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. The ley lines of esoteric power that hold the realm together, as well as simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. Keep reading. This is a big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will also be more difficult to memorize. A suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell, Grease. It needs to increase your chances of memorization. Attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily in bold. Like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. It says, every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it. An esoteric mishap, magic is a blade with a handle, and so on. Indeed, grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. A greasy ending. Went out like he went in. I know. I can cast grease. You quickly memorize a piece of paper. That's something at least. Yeah, because it's like right... You can see the apartment from here, across the river. Yeah, this seems like a bad spot to be casting a spell that makes things slippery.
Huh?
Alright, kiosk kid. Hello there, sir. The kid behind the counter taps a pile of newspaper. You a postie? Postie, a reader of the Norvikian Post. Norvikian Post. It was the biggest newspaper in the city, founded over 50 years ago. Nationalist aligned. And anyone and or anything that matters in Norvik will be written about in the Post. So, do you have time to answer some questions? Questions about what? Mostly about the tea shop. Okay. He looks down on the road. Not too much traffic lately, so... Oh, sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something, though. What do you know about the tea shop? Except that it exploded? That part's pretty obvious, so yes. I was here, you know. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. Look over your shoulder towards the tea shop across the street. I heard it too. Definitely heard it. Walk me through it. Okay, I set up the kiosk at dawn. By noon, the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Water lane workers mostly commute on the new bridge and flotilla, but the halfway bridge does see a fair share of bikers every day and night. But by noon it was pretty dead, which is great. Less work for me. Go on. I hid in the back, though it was a attack. He's implying political motivation. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple. Well, just some mild shouting about some business thing. Otherwise, pretty dead around noon here. Anything else you noticed? Yeah, sure, I did see Mr. Drummer. He's the owner of the tea shop, former tea shop. But usually the tea shop opens in the afternoon on work days. So it's not weird here to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow, buys a lot of newspapers. Where is he going? Well, where was he going? Don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon? Yeah. Right before the massive explosion occurred. The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that... Look, I don't know where Mr. Drummer or where he went. Just saw him rushing down the stairs, guessing he headed for Water Lane like everyone does. Did anyone else enter or leave the tea shop? No, just Mr. Drummer, he says, confidence in his voice. It was a boring day, so I pretty much just people watched all morning. Mr. Drummer was the only one that I saw leaving the tea shop all day, well, until the explosion. And no one else entered all morning. Not a soul. Usually, not too many people there in the morning, or forenoon, really. I see. Did you see him enter? He stops and thinks, actually, no. I never saw him enter that morning, so I guess he must have slept there or entered before dawn. Did Drummer act strange when he left? Just in a hurry, maybe. Saw him shuffle towards the stairs to Circle Square, probably heading down into Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go, either that or the Goblin Garden or the city below. Goblin Garden, a dwarven-built citadel, all sitting at the southernmost tip of Trollstad, is now a goblin sanctuary and greenhouse. I don't think Mr. Drummer is a city below no type of bird. City below, short for the city below the city, a phrase used to describe the incredible amount of tunnels and ruins below Norfolk. Lots of monsters and stuff down there. Also riches if you delve deep enough. Are you sure you saw him? Absolutely, no doubt, he trails off, muttering to himself. He went downstairs to Pillar Crossing, that's all I saw. He's trying his best to remember. I've been going over it in my head. Pretty, shocking stuff. He's just a kid, he shouldn't have to deal with such terrible things. What can you tell me about the owner of the tea shop? Mr. Drummer's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. A passive race is comment. I've heard he hangs around out of the Sphinx a lot, and he's got connections with all sorts of folk. All sorts of folk, politically. Asgul's used the tea shop up a lot. I've got some buddies involved in that scene. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky too, I almost fell over. Up at the fire. I felt the heat even all the way over here. It was like... The kid gestures a large sphere for you. Really weird fire then. And he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Weird? Gone in an instant. Yeah, it was like, look, it's gonna sound really weird. Just say it, kid. It was blue. Blue fire air indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I looked up again, the whole building was on fire, but it was normal looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Interesting. Yeah, I guess. Just kind of weird. Citizen. Hold on. Can I ask you for a favor? Anything, young man, you're the future of the city. There's trouble down in Water Lane tonight. Please go make sure that nothing happens, okay? Young and Dumb added. I'll do it if I can. Please. Give him a quick nod. Leave. These are all dwarves, and no humans roughly the size of the same height as a young dwarf. The Drunk Sphinx opens at 18, so I guess we're using a 24-hour clock. Which, yeah, I mean, there's no, like, AM and PM equivalent on the clock in the corner. Got a trash receptacle. You've declared yourself the cleric of Norvik one single time. It's a grand title suitable for a true human cleric like yourself. That's a central temple. Old symbol of an old regime. A street sign. You can look at it. I can also engage with the street sign. The wooden boards are faintly glowing lettering on them. Floating just an inch off the surface, the names of several locations are spelled out. A common type of magical ink creates permanent messages on any surface, until dispelled, of course. This appears to be the more advanced kind with a magic mouth-like ability. It can react to your commands and reshape temporarily. The sixth message is however, is only painted on into the plank. Which way is Darrow House? The words reshape it for a moment and you up the temple slope and up in the golden stairs. Ancestral home of the Darrows, one of the most influential noble families in Norvik. The central city of Ascani and last bastion of humanity, it was founded on the end of the Reconquest in 468 AE. Exactly 70 years ago, the Reconquest, a historical event in Norvik, it began with Earth's landing in 466 AE and is said to have been finished by 468 AE when Earth finished eradicating the trolls who roamed it. And in the ruins of Tulankatl is a point of contention if it should be called a reconquest or just a conquest, as no humans had ever lived in the location before. It's definitely good to keep that sign in mind. Oh, hey. That looks to be someone in green with glasses. You see a girl with glasses stuffing a mail slit with a magazine. Hello, citizen. What are you doing? This girl gives up trying to jam the slightly too large paper into the mailbox opening. Huh? She looks up at you, adjusting her glasses. I should probably know what's going on here first before I just join in on pushing the paper in. Young and Dumb updated. I don't have time for this. Medissa, you hear a voice call out from down the alley. Let's go. She glances at the stack of papers and mutters to herself, shit. We gotta go. Oh, we gotta get done before evening, otherwise Waterlane is screwed. You hear the girl in green groan as she grabs her stack of papers. Then she rushes down the alleyway. The armband, yes. She's an Asgelist. She's just some girl, no need to care. I mean... Well, it doesn't look like I actually have a quest to find that dwarven girl's friend. But that looked to be her. So maybe there's new dialogue options. There's also some sort of like acorn, not acorn, like pine cone creature that appears specifically when it's in that corner of the screen. Hey, I found her friend, I think. I saw her up top, right by the main road. Oh! The girl perks up and glances towards the top of Tolstad. I'll go look for her there. I mean, she's not there anymore. Thank you, Mr. Cleric. She curtsies before you. Then she scurries off. Another good deed done. Yeah, it's not... Yeah, I guess it's not a true quest, it's just... Here's an opportunity for a little bit of extra XP. Sleeping for service. Sleeping for service. Come back after midnight-ish. If the tea shop is unaccounted for, the owner left his tea shop right before the explosion. He was last seen heading below. Broken statue of a cat. Cute. You know, which way is Goblin Garden? The painted letters on the plank do not reshape into a guided message. If it had magical properties as well, it would say downstairs over grass into tunnel, glory to Sage Leaf, probably. How unsophisticated. You know this mansion can be found up the hill on central Tolstad. Oh, there it is. E-tier. City Sworn Angel. In the Coin Lord's garden, you encounter a porcelain specter. Her armor glimmers, her very presence is blinding you. She floats gently in the air, strangely unaffected by the winds. Creature does not turn to face you, instead her many eyes simply pivot at their gaze. A handful of Celestials are employed by the city after the Clanlands deal of 13. In 13B, 14 years ago, a fragile peace was signed in the Halfling and Clanlands and into the west of Norvik. The Golden Horde have since been a powerful ally of the city. Remnants of the Celestial Empire of Divini Torum, led by a horrifying choir, a hyper-intelligent and light being. They spread fear throughout their lands as well as parts of western Ascani. One of the 8 bands along the coast is an askew plain, a slope now growing into the sacred wasteland, and home of the celestials, birdfolk, and originally halflings, as well as the scars of divine warfare. Arcane cleric Shekos of the Palace, the Script House, and Earthguard. Palace, an unofficial nickname for the current rulers of Norvik, named after the Palace district in which the most central authority resides. The Palace district, one of the 5 districts of Norvik, home of aristocrats, bureaucrats, and the remnants of Earth's court. The flowers of the Coin Lord's garden dance beneath her, slaves to her beauty. You will be one of them. That's me, hello. She replied by bowing her head slightly whilst her many eyes glare at you. She now lifts her chin. Then she opens her mouth to speak in a projected cold tone. Etir. She says her name as name like a declaration of existence. Not really an introduction, more of a checklist of etiquette. As she states her name, you realize her mouth is not moving. Telepathic communication. I have some things I need to ask. She just stares at you with many, many eyes. Speaking with this ethereal creature is unnerving. Oh, your feelings feeling something here, alright. Something fierce. You could shake her up with a nice comment. She would destroy you. She is too powerful. The angel would step upon your soul, stomp on it. I mean, it's only charisma DC 8. To tell her what I think of her many eyes. Oh no. Smooth thoughts and endless love. It's overflowing. Pray tell, thou celestial harbinger of such splendid beauty and gleaming countenance, if the light they might truly be of your making, for thine ethereal and glorious nature, beheld within that halo of eyes, is my duality which foreverly he plagues my being and soul. The sun, I say, the sun is nothing compared to you. Point at her and whimper. As you finish your rambling, there's a silence sweeping over the mattress as yard. Magistrate, 2. 5 rulers of the 5 districts. They are the Coin Lord, Home Lord, Shield Lord, Food Lord, and Law Lord. Each has a unique role over the city's bureaucracy. Sometimes the titles switch between districts, but generally the housing district holds the Home Lord, the Palace holds the Law Lord. The 5 districts of Norvik, the poorer area on the west side of the river, named as such due to the Earth folk originally being housed here, while Earth cleared out the ruins in what is now known as the Palace. Foreverly is not a word. I mean, it doesn't seem like it came up. Yeah, like even in that long, drawn out thing, it was saying the term foreverly didn't. Does not seem to have come up. Now it is. Wait, no, yeah. Is my duality which foreverly plagues my being and soul. Bow down before. As your helm touches the ground of the Magistrate's garden, you feel the urge, the overwhelming and excruciating final urge to tell this angel one thing. Earth be blessed by your presence. The words escape your lips like smooth, honey? Yeah, honey. I'm sure she loves that. She looks down on you, with many eyes. No response at first, but then she raises her head. Thank you, she says. A dry reply. At least she's not pissed. Take that as a win. Be careful now. Cut to the chase. She clearly has no interest in small talk. I'm here to investigate the tea shop. The eyes just stare at you. They spin gently around her. Great, nice. We got that cleared up. She's not very vocal. We're getting nowhere with this. Be direct with her. That would make things easier. Just don't be rude, okay? Great, so, the eyes stop spinning. She can sense your impatience. This creature is dread itself. I need to speak with Darrow. Slowly, the angel turns her face towards you for the first time. Nalukti Emma with celestial tongue. A common derogatory saying among the horde. It means something along the lines of the little one speaks. She's mocking you for sure. Yeah, oh, like, you know what? Let's find out how this will go. Yeah, Maludi is Shinmo to you too. When Lord Darrow is busy, she speaks. I'm here on city business and I need to speak with him. She looks to her right, towards a building leaning against the ancient tower. After a moment of silence, she says, Coin Lord Darrow will be available post-midnight. He will only be available after midnight between 0 and 6. He will be in his restaurant. Several of her eyes look to the entryway to her right. Restore is not a real word, and whoever is attempting to make it one deserves a life of suffering. Restore is one of those fancy terms imported from Anoran culture. Or though it doesn't mean anything in Anoran, and they kind of got it wrong. Nora, a nomadic, amphibian people, one of the oldest folk type on the coast, sometimes referred to as the last beasts of Jor. A term for the sentient folk who aligned with Jor during the Gate era, also known as the Antisepelian folk. Most are gone today. The Gate era, the first out 5 eras when Endor crafted his realm and the gods fought to bring order. That was the Gate War. The Gate War, the legendary conflict between the beasts of Jor, the original gods, and the many others who tried to take over Jor towards the end of the Gate era. We have little information about this conflict, but as known, it led to the closing of the gates and began the Fade era. Fade era, a period lasting approximately 1,111 years, if you trust modern scholars. The Second era, also known as the Fall era, named after the slow decline following Jor shutting his gates, ended around 1,000 years ago. That door there? Yes. Right. She says nothing. What a conversationalist. Yeah, I need access to the tea shop now. Quinn Lloydero has requested no unauthorized access. But I am authorized. You are not. Damn, she got you. Yeah, I think that's the end of that conversation. Which I guess, depending on what they define as day one, that could be beyond the scope of the demo. Because, I mean, it is after midnight. Maybe go scope things out around Water Lane. Well, there's somebody here I can talk to. Sitting on the corner, you see a woman in a green coat. Her intense gaze focuses on the cityscape horizon across the river. Greetings, citizen. She turns her head, the expression cold. She is mourning. Yes. Elves are scary. Don't trust her. I have some questions for you. She breaks eye contact, once again facing the river. Call me Pena. Gervadis. It's as if she's searching for something. Ignoring you completely. Fair move. What do you know about the tea shop? Sad what happened. She looks down into the river. Not that sad. No one even died. The elf does not appear to listen to you. Elf, scary primal overlords of the forest. Rare in Norfolk. But they've got other hidden roots known all over Ascan. She simply nods and mutters. Are you here to look into the tea shop? More or less, yes. Oh. What do you think happened? I don't know, but I will find out. You see the elf look at you with her piercing eyes. Thank you for your service. It's my duty, nothing else. The elf says nothing and just turns away again. Talkative lady. Citizen. It kind of seems like maybe what she's doing there is not my business, so I'm not going to ask. Which way is Water Lane View? Down the temple steps across the circle square, near through the garden tunnel over the pillar crossing. Takes a while to get there. Most commuters take one of the wood bridges. It's down the temple steps. A glorious seagull. Why can't I trifle with the glorious seagull? Oh. I can attempt to pickpocket a feather off of the seagull. Oh, shard of drawer. A bright rock. It fits your hand nicely. These can be found all over Norvik. Spend in dialogues to unlock dice checks. When it even shows up. Oh, that's nice. In a lot of games, they don't really seem to show the visuals of your gear. Which, I mean, can be nice if, like, you don't like the look of the gear, but it has good stats. Yeah, still another 8 hours before the drunk sphinx opens. Since again, 12-hour clock, so well, not 12-hour, 24-hour. There's an esoteric effect in place here, stopping rainwater. The Goblin Garden is ahead. You feel it. Okay, so I guess this is where I need to be heading. The Divine Shrine, unattended in decades. The runes fill your senses as you approach. The floor is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. Can I pray here? To what exactly? There are many gods listening to your prayers, always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. So I can pray to some random god? You may pray as you wish. There's an internal element into it that is underappreciated. The shrine towers over you. You feel small. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has a reason to do so, either in or out of dialogues. Each cat has to pencil expends one spell to solve the corresponding level. What other gods are there? Many, you know a few. There's Earth, the father of Norvik, Elim the Mender, Tokig the Gambler, Trickster, a type of god only famous for his ridiculous ploys. Tokig the Gambler is often seen as a silly goblin myth. In truth, there are few goblins who still worship him after the conquest. Praying to Tokig would, if you for some reason would get a response, only result in the exact opposite of whatever you wanted. Elim the Mender here was an elven goddess, builder of an army, a cult, and a way of life in Ascani. A real lady, this Mender. You've heard the stories. Beautiful, terrifying, all the elf stereotypes rolled into one. They say a look from her could turn a man's heart until his dying breath. Though most men have a story like that, so it's probably more a woman thing than an elf goddess thing. She would not respond, even if you had something to tell her. She's mostly known around these parts as that crazy witch that broke in and charmed 100 warriors back in the day. It's a classic tale, but Earth had a nice chat with her and everything was fine. Earth and Ilum stayed away from each other's business, officially at least. She died a couple decades before Earth did. Nowadays the elves are a bit more expansionistic. Well, I only have 5 of my maximum 8 hit points. I'm gonna try and pray for healing. 2. You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye. You recite a few words of remembrance before you sense the channel strings around the shrine. They converge upon you, mend you. Oh, well that's something. Sure is, but you sense that there's something you've missed. What were those words? The ones you learned at the towers. Okay, so I guess I've got all of my spells prepared. I can apparently only prepare each spell once. I guess if I hadn't learned Grease, one of those slots would just go unused. It was until I could learn a third. Yeah, I had a feeling that it was going to be kind of a 3+ hours thing. In Norvik, a pipe like this could lead anywhere. You look down at the pipe. Crawl inside, now. If you had a smaller companion, then you would be able to ask them to crawl inside, perhaps. Try to enter the pipe. You get down on your knees in the dirt and put your helmed face into the entrance of the pipe. You can't seem to get further without immense force. Success. Enter the hole. The diameter of the pipe is not wide enough to support your body, even with no armor or added friction, lowering certain substances. I will cast Grease. You say the words, it causes the entire surface of the pipe, the inside of the pipe to get very slick. Very glidey. Yeah, now it's DC 8 to wiggle my way through the pipe. Suddenly the pipe gives. You hit a flowing rush of ice-cold water that funnels you forward, then down, then... Everything is cold and strangely familiar. Your drenched uniform clings to your flesh, and as in the red rock of Tolstad, you are alive. You realize where you are, or at the very least, an approximation, right below the entrance to the Goblin Garden. I need to get out of here. You can climb these, probably. Only way up? Shit. Yes, you must. It is highly dangerous, but seems to be the only way. If only you remembered how to cast Spider Climb. You see the silhouette of a goblin up on the ledge. Hey, you need help down there? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, just let's get a little higher. Aaron, I'll try to pull you up. Just a second, guys. There might be stuff down here. Like more shards of Jor. Time to try and scale the wall and get a grand total of 4. You attempt to get a grip, but your hands simply slip off the wet rock. This is not working. Well, I guess that -5 to the DC is for knowing a path that didn't work. And also because this is just a very important check. And they don't want you to get stuck here. If you dumped strength, steeling yourself in your manly soul, you grip to the wet rock, your right hand, then your left. One step at a time, you slowly pull yourself upwards, focused, strengthened, with absolute confidence. Come on, reach. Just a bit more. That final push, you make it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my post and pretend you didn't just almost die, mister. The goblin walks away without acknowledging you further. That was close. Another shard of Jor. Oh, so this whole area is the Goblin Garden. I think. You find a goblin staying at the tip of Tolstad. Clothes are fit for a Reesian trader, and his haircut is fit for an Ascani, a nobleman, a superficial fellow. Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of River Torna. Let me guess, you're the cleric. He glances down the river with a worried expression. Taking you for granted, this goblin needs to learn humility. You didn't notice that when you helped me get up from the cliff? I mean, yeah. But I assume the idiot who ended up down there wasn't the professional Earthguard cleric we were looking for. He sighs. I'm Snell, runner and handle of the HWBT. Old Lee's been waiting for you. The Halfway Bridge tribe, commonly called the Halfways, one of the 3 goblin tribes of Norvik, and arguably the most influential despite their small size, led by Lady Miska Sageleaf with their headquarters in the Goblin Garden in Tolstad. This old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of the tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of great cultural cooperation and exchange. I can pull a how to talk to short people. Nice to meet you, Snell. Perform a traditional goblin salute. You raise your arms up into the air as one unshould when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. What the fuck are you doing? Eric? What are you doing? I'm sorry. The goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like. Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but he moves his claw towards you. You sure you want to meet the old lady looking like this? You really got all messed up from hanging around down on those cliffs. You've been floating around in the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He's making a playful jab. Don't worry about it. The gall. You should teach him a lesson. I died and was reborn. Now that's, he says, pointing at you, that's a good excuse. He laughs and motions down the stairs. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Tell me more about this lady. Sure, for starters, she's the most powerful woman. Well, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric. Good. Just don't. But just let me get perfectly clear. Some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb the trees. Stay away from the edges and he grins, showing off his polished fangs. Enjoy the garden, cleric. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. She's just another warlord fighting for scraps. Don't let her get to you. Tell her what she wants to hear, and you'll be fine. You look out over the river. The coldest county wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Stomach twists. Beware her illusion. The dragon herself. You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating, hitting the trunk of this great tree. Its roots reaching far below, now its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. On the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it is threatening. So this is the dragon, yes, I can see it. Her glare is horrific. Eric of Norvik, of Earth and River. Her shrill voice goes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Great observation. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her words are tainted in disdain. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. Yeah, again, intelligence, I don't think that's what that means. Toll, Earth's brother and mythical explorer of Ask, founded several towns along River Torna, and famously never returned from his expedition to the Infinite Waste. Oh, the word told has nothing to do with historical figure. So tell me, human. You should run. No, wait, you can't, but you should. Dominion. She has control here. Why am I sitting here waiting? Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. My apologies, lady. Friend turns into a weary expression. Whatever. We're dancing on a fine line. Hers is a frightful presence. Some powerful creatures have auras that cause fear to those near. To fail means succumbing to mindless terror along with other annoying effects. Time to roll 50-50 to not become frightened. You brace your entire being as you meet her glare. With trembling innards, you resist. Such an incredible aura emanating from this creature, it must be esoteric in nature. She lifts her chin. You stand. Good. The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno, in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road. My road. The way she says that causes you to tremble. And yet Magistrate Darrow, she spits out his name like it's a curse word. He alone believes that his halfway bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. She appears to have been stewing over this annoyance for some time. Why does Darrow say that? Because he is a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol. Sick burn. Where do you usually define your jurisdiction? She leans back and takes something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad. The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. And where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the holes, next to the pillar. The holes, a common slang for the central spire of apartments in Tolstad. The lower ones are less fancy. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's a part of the core foundation of this island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit. And he says, bowing his head, lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises as to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it is the city's business, and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Yeah, I'm just here to do my job. Good. Her sharp glare stabs you. When we're in an agreement on that, then we're in agreement on that at the very least. Your dismissive attitude annoys her. I mean, I wasn't trying to be dismissive. Be careful. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell. All she says isn't Bacon sorts a comely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes about Lady Sage Leaf. Then he turns to you. The magistrate says that it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone in to actually investigate the scene. Is this misspelled, or am I, like, mocking him? With how can know that? You went to check it out yourselves. Of course. The lady glances at him, to which he responds by making a nervous face. He's embarrassed. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks who were the injured. We only managed to get one name aim the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That's a sort of prefix used by Earthfolk. A human, most likely. Ha! They ain't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have to have conflicting accounts. One person said, and quote, he looks like one of them dungeoneers, you hear? A real adventuring man, end quote. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down on the stairs to Water Lane. Dungeon or Water Lane? Both sound like trouble. Down to Water Lane? That's been coming up a lot. There's apparently trouble happening down there with... There was some people able tonight, and that's apparently also the direction that the owner of the tea shop was allegedly heading in. Yeah, seems like he was heading in that direction. The down could mean a number of things, Water Lane included. Fancy yellow outfit. I'm assuming some type of Reedsian fashion. You can tell on his voice that he's leaving out a bit howdy, but who fucking knows at the end. Where is he now? We don't know. They have not located the man, despite major efforts. Sounds like you were handed a tough hand, yeah? Although, one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else, we don't know. Frank, son of Frank? Yeah? That's apparently not a real name. That's a fake name. Uh-huh. Was he inside at the time? I doubt it, he says, considering the state of the building. Yeah, because, I mean, he did get away with minor burns. You don't really get away with minor burns from a building that exploded if you were on the inside, usually. Why was he there? We don't know. He's annoyed he'd have to answer that question. Anything else you know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering you. We have theories, but he need proof. Lily raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, cleric. Secrets in the ashes. Corruption. Madness. She claws at her wooden throne. Politics. Rambling of fools. Bureaucracy wears her down. This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished. A spell would indeed be the only logical answer for such destruction. I guess I will bring justice to Norvik. I certainly hope so. She clears her throat loudly. Everyone holds their breath when she speaks. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge tribe and the Earthsea clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. The words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks on her in awe. She is theirs to serve. Nods solemnly. She looks upon you with a grim expression. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf? He says, bowing his head. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. Oh la la, complimented by his queen. I want you to represent the tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad. You're going to have the pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. His expression is that of shock. He did not expect this. Do not disappoint me, Snell. Do I have a say in this? No. Her eyes burn into your soul. You are not strong enough to stand against her. Worth a try. I mean, a new member to the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf. Your will... Yes, Lady Sageleaf. Your will be done. The mystery of the tea shop shall be uncovered. The sooner the better. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, cleric. Snell has joined you as a companion. You can speak with them if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. The lady is keeping information from you. I visited the tea shop entrance, but it was shut. Yeah, by esoteric decree. So you gotta ask your coin lord for the passphrase, unfortunately. And we should also look for that witness. Yeah, Frank, dressed in yellow. He winces. Gods, that's funny. Either over a water lane or down in the sea below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I guess presumably whatever my wisdom was telling me was being withheld from me is a not right now. Yeah, the star witness, a Frank son of Frank, was seen on Pillar Road at the time of the explosion, but calmly walked downstairs afterwards. Locating and questioning the strange man dressed in yellow, Frank son of Frank is often then used as a fake name by rich adventurers around the coast. Yes, unless I mean down below is in the city down below. approach your companion. Let's get on with it. There's a staircase here. It just leads this way to where the tea shop is. Since I don't have entry right now, and I won't be able to gain entry until midnight, assuming that's even within the scope of the demo. It's gonna be a while before I can gain entry. Especially since my strength is not that great. Yeah, I improved it by 1 point. With my little feather here, but oh, I can take some kind of pastry out of the garbage. You know, let's see if this lad has seen... Hey, it's you again. Do you know a Frank, son of Frank? No, not really. He's lying. Just look at his eyes, look. He's moving around like that. This kid likes money. Give him some and he'll sing. I don't have to. I can convince him to tell me through the power of social manipulation. Nat 20. The power of manipulation flows through you. It's an esoteric effect, really. Because you know exactly what to tell this young lad. If there's anything else you remember, the city needs to know, kid. Glare at him. Okay, maybe. Oh, there was one more thing. He's dragging this out. Asshole. Saw some dude with a big yellow backpack. I think that was earlier this morning, but he stood out not like a sore thumb. Plus, he brought a Free Strider magazine. What did he look like? I don't know. Curly black hair, short beard. Tell me. The kid thinks about it. The fellow was an earthfolk. Fancy clothes covered in dirt. I guess it would be a Reedsian merchant. Felt like he was trying to hold a low profile. Did you get his name? I asked since he was so out of place, but he gave me a fake name and a thumbs up. The kid shakes his head. Ridiculous. Ask him, what was the fake name? Oh shit. Frank, son of Frank. It was a fucking with me. Interesting. Did you see where he went? Yeah, down. He said he had an important meeting below, whatever that means. Yeah, so repeating dialogue. Well, this gives me opportunities to ask these questions as well. Where would you guess that? He was tanned in March. Even the hardiest farm guilders won't look that dark until the river run. Norvakian holiday. It's celebrated at the start of summer. Traditionally, a bike race is held along River Torna each year. Yeah. I mean, it seems like... I mean, gold clothes... Well, I mean... At the very least, Free Strayer magazine, the orc greets you with a bright smile. Hello again, cleric. Okay, so I guess I don't have the option to ask her about Frank, son of Frank. All I can do dexterity to figure out more about this guy. This goblin gets shit done, no matter the odds. Alright, so it's officially 5 AM. And I'm not even entirely sure where exactly the correct place to be to continue is. I guess I could send... I guess now that I have Snell with me, I could send him down the pipe. But I think that might... Well, no, because like that's not how you get to the Goblin Garden. I mean, I've already cast my one memorization of Greece for the day. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm probably just gonna focus on other demos for tomorrow's stream because due to some stuff I've got going on offline, I don't think I really have time to stream Thursday, and I have a fair number of demos that I downloaded because I was not expecting to, one, start the stream late, and two, spend the entire 3 hours of it on this one demo. Granted, I was kind of expecting it to be a little long, hence why I decided to open with it. You know, to give it a good amount of breathing room. But I mean, it has a feature where after the release of the game, you can pick up where you left off with your save file. So maybe I just leave. Because like I think I've played enough to get a decent impression. Like, gameplay seems fun. I hope that the story leads into to an interesting conclusion on the mystery aspect, and doesn't become just like the political aspect doesn't turn it into just like, oh, here's like, oh, here's the game creator's manifesto, essentially. Because, like, I'm looking to just play an interesting story here, not necessarily have someone trying to sway me to any particular political affiliation, whether regardless of which one it is. Plus, I mean, like, I'm just not in the mood for heavy political talk these days. Although at least, since it's in a fictional setting, at least it's not current events political talk, unless there's a point at which it just becomes thinly veiled metaphor. Like, if we start seeing NPCs that look suspiciously like current day political figures, then it might be veering into current events political talk. But I get the feeling that the game is maybe at least above that. It seems to have good. It's had some funny moments. Like, I like the way Charisma talks. Which, I mean, fitting for Charisma. I think I've got good enough impression to know, especially after I've had time to kind of sit with my experience so far, whether I want to pick the game up again sometime after the release. Because depending on if this demo is one of the it's only available for this next fest and then disappears type demos, I might not have time to pick this back up until then. Which really depending on when it's supposed to be releasing, I might not have the budget to pick that up right away either. Yeah, it's supposed to be releasing fairly soon, since it says Q1 2026. Yeah, I think tomorrow will be more a variety of shorter demos. And Thursday, I don't think I've got time. And so that means that tomorrow is pretty much my last opportunity to stream any of the Next Fest stuff of this time around, because the whole event ends on the 2nd. But yeah, since it's March 2nd in like the afternoon, Next Fest will be over by the time I stream again after Wednesday. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Again, next stream is planned for Wednesday with more Next Fest demos. Next stream of this, maybe sometime after release, or sooner if the demo's still available after the Next Fest ends.